Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes, getting likes, hitting dingers, getting listeners back again, talking Brewers baseball like we like to do, talking MLB baseball, and all things around the Brew Crew. We are back with the podcast for the 2024 championship season. There is not much to cover right now. Not a lot is going on the hot stove, but we are here. We're bringing it to you. We're annoyed. We're annoyed with the other sources that are out there talking, spinning nonsense every day. And we came back to put some clarity and some better voices. Soon to be number one. We're going number one in 2024. We're putting it out there, and we're going to throw likes, we're going to get strikes, hit dingers, get listeners. You can catch this podcast every single morning, 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time on your favorite podcast platform, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, CastBox, just to name a few. We do record this show live every evening. If you want to join, just hit us up on Facebook or X. Live on Saturdays. We are going to start getting back into the live sessions, 4 p.m. Saturdays. SeatGeek, if you want to buy some tickets right now, Miller Park Minute is the code. You can also support the show on Patreon, Miller Park Minute at Patreon. And you can also go to the Brewers Facebook page, the Miller Park Minute Facebook page, Miller Park Minute and the Milwaukee Brewers. You can also join down below on the YouTube video. So, that being said, we got all that out of the way. I was a little rusty yesterday getting that out of the gate, but that's all right. Starting fresh. It's been a while. So we are back to talk some Brew Crew ball. Today we did make a move, kind of a minor move, as always. We added left-handed pitcher Hudson, another lefty, Brian Hudson from the Dodgers for Justin Chambers and a player to be named later or cash. Hudson is the latest bullpen ad for the Brewers, who view that area of the club as a strength. The 26-year-old made a brief major league debut in 2023 as a part of 8 seasons in the minors, last 3 primarily as a reliever. He saw his strikeout rate jump with the move up a career best 13.9 strikeouts per 9 innings over 46 appearances, including 8 starts for the Dodgers AAA affiliate in 2023. Los Angeles designated Yoshino Yamutu Japanese after signing the Japanese star. Designated him for assignment. Oh, he was DFA'd. Sorry. I was like, so after they signed the Japanese guy last week, they designated this guy for assignment. So we just acquired him after he was DFA'd. Just in bullpen ad. I mean, I think Butcher and I spoke yesterday quite heavily about the bullpen and that's just the piece we're going to add to. They're going to be minor players. They're not going to be named players. That is the strong suit of the Brewers, is making these guys something from nothing. If we can bring something from nothing, that's great. One of the key points we talked about yesterday in the show was the team and where it stands. As you can tell, me and the Butcher stand divided on where we think this 2024 team is going. So one of the things I'm going to say, and I wanted to talk about this in today's episode, this is the key focal point of the episode, is a success versus a failure. So when you talk about the Milwaukee Brewers in 2023, there was a level of success. Smash that like button if you agree. There was a level of success that we had. We won a division. One of the big things that the bubble is back, man. I don't know what's going on with the bubble. I still don't understand it. If you're watching on the video, you know. If you're listening, you don't. But we won the division last year. Now, we didn't have all the offense. Brewers haven't had the offense for many years. That's nothing new. So it's really determining levels of success. What you think is a success for this franchise. Now, if you ask Mark Antonazio, who's on the team, he would say he's been very successful in his time, and I would say that's very true. Even talking about Craig Counsell with the Butcher yesterday, we talked about the success that Craig Counsell had as a manager, albeit the first 2 years were not good. The rest was playoffs and, winning records. So 2 division titles. So that being said, those are the successes that we measure in baseball. A successful season isn't always a World Series, whether you want it to be or not. I think a lot of people make or break and define the success of a team by a World Series, but there's only one World Series winner. And not so basically the Brewers have never had a successful season if they didn't win the World Series. That's what you're coming down to. That's what you're saying if you're looking at this and saying, well, they they're not crushing guys. There's a very familiar podcast host that says that just about every day. They're not blasting them out of the park and winning by 20 runs. That's not what he says, but that's basically what he's getting at. And I don't agree with that. I really don't. I think it's a long season. It's 162 games. You're going to have great months. You're going to have bad months. You're going to have guys that get streaky. I said yesterday, Tyrone Taylor has Tyrone Taylor months, and that's very true. Tyrone Taylor, throughout his career, had streaky moments. They were always memorable. They always seemed to be towards the end of the season, and that's what made Tyrone Taylor the player that he was. But I also saw through that, and that's why I said I'm glad Tyrone Taylor is gone. So the success of this franchise, yes, we did win an NL Central title last year. For what it's worth, Devin Williams was an all-star. Corbin Burns was an all-star. Those are successes. You had a great year from William Contreras, a fresh trade. These are all successes on some level. Now, again, that's not a World Series ring, but I'd rather have a successful team in victories. And, there's something to be said about the Dodgers and how the Dodgers play the game, or the Braves and how the Braves play the game. They are consistently building and consistently putting out a good product. Now, I'm sure their fans have some dissatisfaction with their moves, just like we have with our team. But Brewers' success is different because we aren't spending as much money. You notice how my tune changed a little bit yesterday. If you've been a fan of this podcast for a long time, I said that I'd really like some of those minor starting pitchers because I have been beaten up, because I have given up on signing the big name free agent, because I think under this current ownership group, it just ain't going to happen. But that being said, we'll look at what we can do to be successful in 2024. I personally think that this team, as it stands with the division, the way it stands, is going to be successful. We made some changes, some good, some bad. I mean, you take the good with the bad. I think Hauser and Tyrone, there's pros and cons to that move. You lose Hauser, who had some good upside to him, but you also don't have Tyrone Taylor anymore. So you don't have that logjam of outfielders. Are you going to have backups in case you need backups? Yes, of course you do, because you've got 4 solid young guys plus a Christian Yelich who isn't going anywhere anytime soon. We've talked about this till we're blue in the face. So that being said, it leaves you with a logjam of guys out in the outfield. You signed a guy who's a right fielder, technically going to be a first baseman, is what they're slotting him in at right now. You have guys that have been in your system that have proven themselves to be serviceable for you, i.e. Owen Miller, Andrew Montesterio. You could lump Turing into that category if you really want to. You've got Willy Adames, who's got to come back to form. Then you're looking behind the dish at Contreras, who let's hope continues and gets better this season. So, with that being said, what are our chances of making a move here? I know there's an awful lot of people who are thinking Reese Hoskins, who are saying, "Oh, well, let's go out and get Pete Alonso." Albeit those are great ads, and I'm not going to disagree that would be great. Reese Hoskins, I think, would be the most likely of those players that we should add. And I honestly think at this time, Reese Hoskins um, is the move. I don't think that going out and trading anyone for Pete Alonso, because the Mets are going to want to fleece us for Alonso, and you only get 1 year of him. If it was more years, if it was like last year when they were at the trade deadline and talking about it, sure. But Pete Alonso is not the answer for our lineup. The answer is getting our guys to come back to form, getting our guys to hit to where they should. That's what I consider success. I also mentioned in yesterday's episode that I think there's a certain point when you pull the ripcord and you start the rebuild. I don't think we're there yet. I saw a poll on Twitter that was I want to say a good 60-70% was saying that, or maybe it was on Facebook, Twitter or Facebook, one of the two, that said a good percentage of people were still saying trade Corbin Burnes. And we're not at that ripcord point. Until the division gets vastly better, I don't think we're there. We talked about the Cardinals ads yesterday, and I don't feel that the Cardinals are that much better. I mean, you've got to think that core of that team really got shook up. Yachty was a big leader in that clubhouse. And now you got Wilson Contreras over there. And I just think that's the end of the Cardinals run for a while. I don't know that they'll be last place again. I don't think we'll see that again, but who knows? I mean, unless they make some other major ads and change the dynamics of that ball team, I don't know. I can't say. But I think this team has remained pretty well unchanged. When you're that lower end team like we are, that doesn't spend, that doesn't really make those tries, and that's ownership. That's all ownership. When we don't make those goes for it, going big and pushing those buttons, I think you're going to see things like the Brewers have done here. Things like what we're continuing to do. You're recycling guys. You're getting guys that maybe got that little bit of juice left in the tank, or we're taking a chance on somebody. And that's what we've consistently done with hitters. I talked about yesterday that I want to do a breakdown of hitters drop offs. I'm going to do that sometime here in the next month. I'm going to do a predictions video. There's got a lot to come, guys. There's a lot to come for the Miller Park Minute in 2024. We got to talk about Diamond and Bally and all that mumbo jumbo. Let's just say that it's going to be another season of not change at this current juncture. Now we're still very early, but it looks like it's not going to change at this current juncture. And I think I iterated this yesterday. I thought it was very weird. And I just seeing the video here on the Brewers page as I talk about this. But I think it's very weird that they did this whole introduction, gave Churio number 11, like he was a free agent signing. I mean, I'm excited for Churio. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, let's let the guy play some AAA ball before we bring him up to the bigs. I think that's pretty easy to say. Of course, we are going to cover the articles. We are still with Brewer Fanatic. I just haven't made any content. I actually kind of just dropped off life stuff. That's why I dropped off. I disappeared into the background. It wasn't to do anything with the status of the team. I just needed to refocus for a little while and get my feet back on the ground. So let's talk about the one thing that they've got for the Brewers in 2024. We scroll through this list. Oh, here we are. Here's the NL. Freddie Peralta will win the NL Cy Young. Oh, did I not? I said that last year. I think that's on my list of predictions from last year. They stole that. So basically, they're saying, he's an all-star and he's going to be the ace of the squad next year. I mean, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that Freddie will. I think Freddie just keeps getting better. And last year he came back from injury and he was pretty strong. I think the one thing I didn't say and I didn't mention in yesterday's podcast was my reaction to Pat Murphy and Ricky Weeks. And I personally, it's a very Brewers move. And I think the Brewers are doing the Brewers to the most Brewers degree right now. Bullpen arms, trading away guys that were due bigger salaries to get guys that aren't due salaries. I mean, these are all Brewers-esque things at the utmost, to the T. Bringing in Ricky Weeks and Pat Murphy as a managing team, very Brewers, hire from within. Just like you didn't go out and get a new president of baseball operations, GM, you brought in the guy that was under your previous GM. So, I mean, we're not going to be the guys out there going out looking for the best guy for the GM position. It's going to be an internal promotion, just how it is. There is going to be a winter warm up. And I want to talk about this because I think in the past I've gone to many on decks and I've done videos about on deck and how fun it was. They've changed the concept. So it is a 2-day session, first day autograph and live show, Saturday, January 13th. And then the second day is a kids clinic, which looks like apparently sold out at this juncture. Live show only. You can buy tickets just for the live show. Pre-show autographs. Looks like you have to buy the autograph tickets separate, or you can buy them together. Oh no, you can go to just the live show, or you can go. Okay. So let's click on this. Let's just see what it says. To purchase winter warm-up autograph session, please enter code AUTO and click submit. All right, let's do it. Let's do it live on the pod and see what happens. UTO. I would laugh if it charges you for every individual autograph, which was an on deck thing. So I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. Just select tickets? Like, how does this work? I'm so confused right now. What is going on here? Oh, you just select a quantity. So let's say we go. This is by far the most confusing ticket type purchasing event I've ever seen. Let's just click in the nosebleeds. What? Maybe I gotta do that on my phone. I don't know. I attempted it. I attempted it while I was on broadcast, and it just didn't work. So I don't know. I don't know that I'll attend that, obviously, if I can't figure out how to buy tickets for it. Maybe I gotta do it on my phone. I don't know. But That being said, guys, we've got a lot of shows to come. We're going to do the 2024 predictions. 24 predictions for 2024 is coming in the next few days. We're going to try and get some collabs, get some of our old friends from the 2023 season of the pod back. It feels good to be back, guys. I am glad to come at you. I love doing this. I think you can hear it in my voice. I am jacked up to be talking Brewers baseball in 2024. It's got a big year to come. Lots and lots of things to discuss and talk about. And just the dynamics of the game and how things have changed for us as the Milwaukee Brewers and as a whole, all the way around. There's some new rules. We'll cover those in the upcoming days here. Just piece by piece, one day at a time, guys. We're just getting back in the swing. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you again for watching the Miller Park Minute or listening to the Miller Park Minute. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Go Brew Crew.